Well, welcome back. And we've been hanging with the Grizzlies a couple weeks now, but college hoop is back, and that means Penny Hardaway and the Tigers are too. Monday night, we got a chance to see the Memphis Tigers in the regular season for the first time taking on Missouri at home. The Tigers trailed by as much as 14, but the Tigers had a little bit of a come-to-Jesus moment during halftime, and the second half was a different story. Memphis forced 6 turnovers in the first 10 minutes of the second half. Memphis outscored Missouri 32-20 in the final 12 minutes to pick up a big 83-75 win to start the season 1-0. PJ Haggerty scored a game-high 25 points, and Moussa Cisse posted 14 points and 7 rebounds in 19 minutes off the bench. After the game, Penny was happy with the start compared to how the last season ended for the Tigers.
After the season was over, the way that it ended, to go out and try to get toughness and defense, guys that we knew that we could put in positions to win ball games on the defensive end and not worry about if the ball goes in or not. And that's who we want to be. And I'm getting back to my identity. Obviously, these guys haven't been doing it enough during games. They've been practicing, but the games are different. And but I was definitely proud of the effort in the second half.
My guy, you were in the building for this one. What'd you think?
That first half was rough. You have that doom moment. You know how we all do, where it's like, all right, well, maybe we finish third in the conference and then make a run. But no, the second half.
Not the first game of the year.
Yeah, well, that's just what I was catastrophizing. I was like, we're shooting.
Spiraling.
We're spiraling in the first game of the year, the first half.
And then I was talking to some people. I walked by someone and I said, maybe Missouri's a better team than we thought. And they just laughed at me because I was trying to figure it out in my head in the first half. And really what it was is these guys were just playing in their first regular season game together. Exhibition games are they serve a purpose. UNC, they're not running any of their sets. Alabama, they're implementing some of them, but against that team, it's really hard to do. And so when you go up against this Missouri team that was really, after last year, not winning a game in the SEC, seems like they've been revitalized. That second half was so good to see them play well against a good Missouri team. They struggled and turned the ball over some in the first half, Memphis did, but then they just flipped the script, and Missouri were not ready for it at all. And that's what their coach said after the game. We were not able to adjust. Penny adjusted well, and that's what you want to see from the coach and the team.
Yeah, sensational second half. Most importantly, on the defensive end, which we heard from Penny Hardaway kind of in that soundbite there, 11 turnovers forced in the second half is something that is going to have to be the identity of this team, because I think what we've seen with Penny Hardaway's teams the last couple of years, the offensive side of the ball can kind of take a while to get going, right? It takes them a few games, maybe the first non-conference half of the season before they really find it. That defensive side of the ball is going to be something serious, and it hasn't been just a one-half effort kind of thing. We saw it in the exhibition games with North Carolina and Alabama, that the defensive side of the ball is really where they want to hang their hat. It's where they're going to be, where their identity is going to be. And I think we also see that PJ Haggerty is going to be the guy. He's just going to have to be the guy. Tyrese Hunter is a good point guard, and I think he's going to be able to control the game in a lot of facets. But ultimately, that ball's going to end up in the hands of PJ Haggerty a lot, and they're just going to let him go at it. Would you say 23 points in that 25. Game? 25 points in that 25. Game. He's been impressive already, and I think he's already endearing himself a little bit to the Tiger faithful. Rachel, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was so great to see them kind of bounce back and have a complete shift in mindset for that second half, because it's very easy to just sink into the hole and be like, oh man, first game of the season, I guess we weren't ready, we were out game planned. Tyreek Smith left this morning, like blame it on that, whatever. Like there's so many different excuses you could play in that moment, but to shift gears, have a talk in the locker room at halftime and say, no, this is game 1 of the season, we need to start off on the right foot, I think says a lot about this team and their attitude and where they're going to go moving forward. Caleb, you obviously in the building, interested when I bring up Tyreek Smith, obviously he announced, or the school announced, that he was leaving Monday, right ahead of that first game of the season. We talked a lot on Monday about who was going to kind of fill that role, because really Nicholas Jourdain is the only other real forward on the team. Right. What were your thoughts on what Penny did to kind of replace Tyreek Smith, and how do you see that position moving forward?
Well, Jourdain struggled a lot in that starting forward role. Obviously, 5 fouls. He had more fouls than points. And so what Penny did through parts of this game was he played Dane and Musa and kind of this Twin Towers lineup. And it worked well, but Dane can't really play forward. He wasn't moving his feet a lot. It was more, in my opinion, it was a more defensive mindset than actually offensive. They weren't really playing through them a ton. They were scooping up rebounds left and right. And of course, those two guys led the team in rebounds. So I think it's going to take a little bit of time to figure out who's going to play that role. You did see Jared Harris kind of popping into spaces almost like Tyreek Smith would. He only played 3 minutes, but I thought that that was a good sign. And then I think it's not necessarily let's fill that number 4 position. Let's try to make someone a stretch 4 that's not a stretch 4. I think it's let's find guys that can fill their role and get points for us. And that was TJ Carter, who came in 9 points, all threes, and I think that was in just a few minutes. Thought I wrote it down. 11 minutes, PJ Carter. Getting 9 points in that period. So, yeah, you're going to see a lot of that, just filling gaps. Hopefully, Colby Rogers can pick it up. Didn't play too well, 10 points, but it was a lackluster 10 points. So, overall, I do believe that they will go get somebody in the transfer portal. And you said it before, Avery, there's got to be people that are looking that have highlighted Memphis. You know, now with these kids having agents and everything,
right.
You've got to have someone. I'm sure Penny probably talked to someone today. You know, I'm not worried about that. Tyreek Smith is a great player, but I think that they can fill that role.
Yeah, and they do have help waiting in the rings. They got Bunakibe, right, who's dealing with an academic eligibility issue. We're going to see how soon we could get him, but he may be in the rotation now that Tyreek Smith isn't in the rotation. But what a glorious return to Memphis it was for Musa Cisse last night. Obviously, started his career at Memphis, went to Oklahoma State, then Ole Miss, and now finds himself back in Memphis where he played his high school ball. 14 points, 7 boards, protecting the rim like crazy. It was really impressive. Glad to see him get such a warm reception and have a good first game back. For the first game of the year as he becomes a Tiger again. So they will play UNLV on Saturday, and we'll see what this non-conference schedule is going to look like for them because I think that Missouri Tigers game was a good first test for sure.